Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro. I'm Reverend Michael Torphy.
I'm Reverend Valerie Torphy.
I'm Sheila Fawson.
I'm Greg Fawson. We produce the broadcast.
I'm Dr. Ernestine Garcia, and I'm going to do the readings today.
I'm Jake Fernandez.
I'm Barbara Heinzelman. I'm playing music along with Salo Stanley doing percussion.
Yeah. So would you
Good to see you all.
Did you already do the welcome now and pray in us?
Yes.
Okay. Please close your eyes and take a deep breath. As we recognize that breath of the divine entering our bodies and oxygenating it, and doing that when we're aware of it and when we're not aware of it, the divine is just right there with us all the time, breathing our breath into which we think our thoughts, animating us. And so I just know that that divine is everywhere present in, as, and through each one of us. And I know that it's in, as, and through this service this day as it unfolds in ease and grace. And so in absolute gratitude for everyone present here today with us and online and those who watch us later. I just know that we're all blessed and we're all a blessing. Yes. And I just release it, let it go. Together we say,
and
so it is.
So we have the wonderful Barb and Salo as our guests today, and we're just looking forward to what they got for us.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, excellent.
It's always great.
It is always great.
Well, thank you so much, and a blessed Father's Day to you all. So today we're going to start our day with love, a song by Karen Drucker. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, that's what I get more of, is peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, that's what I get more of, is peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, that's what I get more of, is joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, that's what I get more of, is joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love.
Thanks for starting our day with all those things.
Absolutely. They are a wonderful gift.
That's right. And so we'll move from you into some business we got to take care of, and then we'll get back to you later.
All right.
Right. I got a tickle in my throat just all of a sudden. All right. The mission for the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro is to create an open, accepting learning environment that recognizes and embraces diversity, peaceful resolution to conflict in personal and community relationships, and help make the world a better place.
So it is.
So it is. So like us and check in on Facebook at CSL North Metro, and check out our website, cslnorthmetro.org. You can go to contact us to add yourself to the email list. You can go to prayer requests and request a prayer, and we'll pray on it all week. And there's a lot more information out there too, so just check it out. And today's title is Check Into the Within. You've already met our amazing inspirational music artists today, Barb and Salo, who are favorites of ours. Of course, all of our musicians are favorites of ours. That's why they're here. But you're up for some good music today. And one of my favorite books, too. It's Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting by Lynn Grabhorn. I love the way she says stuff, and it's just so easy to understand.
And she's funny.
And she's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you get it.
Yeah.
All right. So that's me.
And now we invite Dr. Ernestine to the forefront.
Well, that would be me.
That would be you.
I hope so.
Well, hello, everyone. We usually start this portion with the affirmations, but if they're not up, I can. Okay, we're going to start. We're going to start with affirmations for the week of June 18th, 2023. They're written for us by Stephen Anthony, and I would like to wish him a happy Father's Day today
Yeah.
with gratitude. Thank you, Stephen. Sorry. You know, Stephen Anthony, Stephanie, forgive me. Okay, moving on. Any more?
Breathing deeper.
Repeat after me, please. Every aspect of my life is in perfect harmony and alignment.
Every aspect of my life is in perfect harmony and alignment.
I accept and embrace my oneness with Spirit always.
I accept and embrace my oneness with Spirit always.
The universe responds to my creative thoughts and beliefs.
The universe responds to my creative thoughts and beliefs.
I am grateful for the limitless love, abundance, and joy in my life.
I am grateful for the limitless love, abundance, and joy in my life.
My energy is dedicated to creating good in the world.
My energy is dedicated to creating good in the world.
I choose to greet each moment with a positive and uplifting attitude.
I choose to greet each moment with a positive and uplifting attitude.
And together we say,
And so it is.
and so it is. Today's reading is from the book, Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting by Lynn Grabhorn. There are only two ways you can go when you get a bucket full of guidance downloaded on you. You can say, oh, that's just nuts. A good idea, maybe, but, and promptly close your valve. Or you can decide to shut up and listen and trust what you are getting. If you have been regularly stating some wants and your valve has been open more than usual, you can bet you'll soon be receiving guidance in the form of ideas to help direct you toward those wants. If you decide to go ahead with one of these ideas and follow the course of activities that will continue flowing into you as hunches or concepts, you'll be going into action, yes, but now we're talking inspired action versus hi-ho silvering. Inspired ways to accomplish your goal. Inspired activities, which will be fun. Inspired techniques and methods, which you'll find yourself performing with the greatest of ease instead of trying to push everything upstream against an unyielding current. So, when inspiration hits or an idea for how to further your want just happens to slip in one day, start thinking in can do's rather than yeah, but. Never mind the how to's. They'll come once you relax into the higher frequency. Instruction books always accompany inspiration. Now the flow begins. What it might take a disconnected person years to do, you whiz through in a few months, guided only into the most productive activities by your thoroughly jubilant, expanded self. And together we say,
And
And
so it is.
Thank you.
it is. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Okay, time for some more music.
Yes, yes.
Barbara Sala.
Yeah, in fact, I wrote that book down. So I'm always looking for something new to read. So thank you so much for that. Our next song is a song off our CD called You Gotta Know It. You gotta know it before you see it, feel it before you believe it.
That's right.
Okay. And here we go.
Before you see it, feel it before you believe it. You gotta know it before you see it, feel it before you believe it. Faith is a bird that feels dawn breaking and sings while it's still dark. Faith is a bird that feels dawn breaking and sings while it's still dark. You gotta know it before you see it, feel it before you believe it. You gotta know it before you see it, feel it before you believe it. Now faith is the confidence in what we hope for. Now faith is the confidence in what we hope for. You gotta know it before you see it, feel it before you believe it. You gotta know it before you see it, feel it before you believe it. Faith is the light that guides you through the darkness. Faith is the light that guides you through the darkness. You gotta know it before you see it, feel it before you believe it. You gotta know it before you see it, feel it before you believe it.
I love that song.
And so it
you.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Oh,
just hear
powerful.
some rock
Good.
guitars in the background. So
Yeah.
yeah. That's
That's
our
so-
version of hard rock.
Yeah, so rocking guitars would be nice.
Okay.
Like-
So
So here we are again. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful time. Checking into the within. For me to check in to the within is to get comfortable wherever I am, close my eyes, and just empty my thoughts to the best I can. If thoughts are taking place, just let them flow through. But just turning into that infinite intelligence, that infinite love that is always with you, always for you, and can never be against you. So it's important to know that in any given moment, whether you've been rattled by something, or you want to answer to a question, or anything like that, you just turn within the intelligence that is always there to guide you and direct you. I'm thinking of this Tom Bonet. He used to do the
Odette.
Tom Odette, yeah. He did the commercials for Motel 6, and they say that they're going to keep the light on for us.
He said, we'll leave the light on for you.
Yeah. And that's true for the light that is within us, that it's always lit and it's always ready and capable of just filling you with ideas and with solutions and with everything that you ask of it, because that is the power of you. You are the power that it is, and it is the power that you are. You can't not ever get it, because it's always present in this moment. So I think that most of humanity already knows that the Ten Commandments, so we don't need to have those as rules. We don't need to have religious rules anymore. We don't need to have religious twos, what I'm supposed to do. We don't need religious thou shalt nots, because we know within us we've evolved as a human species to the point that we all know what's good and what's bad. So if you vision, if you meditate, if you pray, and you're already acquainted with the within in your universe, and it's easy to always check in, to always know that there's a divine place to find peace, to find happiness, to find joy. So I've talked about the within lots of times, but what I want to talk now about is the within of spiritual community. Now, I know everybody that's here already knows all this, so I'm talking as a reminder for myself and perhaps for you why we do spiritual community. And I'm really talking to all those that are out there listening to us that aren't here present with us, because perhaps that's something that you want in your life, and you just haven't been able to find it. So what I know is if you're looking for a spiritual community, it will find you, because that's what happened to me. I can remember when I was, I was going through a horrible divorce. There's nothing good about a divorce, but mine was extra horrible. And I was on the brink of bankruptcy, and I had to choose to not allow those things to destroy my soul, to destroy my love for God, and to step into practicing what I've been learning, practicing this piece of being within. And so through the experience of seeking a spiritual community, I had a person come into my life who introduced me to a place that I should go, because we were talking about spiritual community and what it means. And this individual says, I know the place for you, because I get a sense of who you are. So she gave me a card and said, if you ever want to go, just give me a call and I'll go with you. And months went by before I decided to call her. And I called her and said, well, I think I'd like to go try this place, because I was at a real low spiritually and emotionally, and I just needed something outside of myself to make it all okay. So she said, well, I can't go with you, but just go anyway. So I did, and I found this wonderful spiritual community. And I'd been bouncing around the different faiths, trying them out, testing them, and every time it was always having to look to somebody else and not look to me. It was look to Jesus, look to Buddha, look to Muhammad, and I wanted something that I didn't need a middleman, a middle person. And so when I came to this place called Agape, I sensed agape because it felt like stepping into the definition of the word. And usually when somebody had come up to me when I was experiencing with all the experiencing all the different faiths that I was looking at, I knew in the moment that I wanted to be a member of this wonderful community, as opposed to trying to run away from somebody trying to talk me into joining. And it was a wonderful experience. But what I know is that because of the community, I grew. Because of the community, I grew faster than I could ever possibly done on myself through praying and asking. I couldn't have had that same experience if I hadn't had that community. Community helps you grow faster because you're growing in public. All the individuals around you are seeing you going through whatever you're going through, and they're just there silently holding you in this powerful place. And it doesn't make any difference what size of a community is. It's where is the community coming from? What is it that you feel when you go into this community? Do you feel inspired? Do you feel uplifted? Do you feel like I need to join? Well, that's kind of what I felt, because whenever I was going through something, and I had a lot of times I was going through something, when I'd walk through those doors, it felt like everything was okay. And when people would come up and greet me, I could feel that they know where I was because they had been there themselves. So when you enter a spiritual community, when I entered a spiritual community, I was seeking to heal. And I was, how old? I think I was in my early 40s. And in all those 40 years, I hardly grew at all. I didn't ever grow. I had religious experiences, but I didn't have any spiritual experiences. And that was important to me in this time and place where I was, because I wanted to be a different person. I wanted to be the fullness and the awesomeness that I was put here to be, that I was being told by the minister of that spiritual community that that's who I was, that I was bigger than my problems. I was a center of absolute perfection, that my life was purposeful. And so what took 40 years, in just 8 years of being in that spiritual community, I had changed so much. I've been fed, I've been nurtured, I've been hugged, kind of like in a spiritual way, in a cosmic way. And I was taken on this ride to be who I am today. And I continue to be in awe of that community and what it did for my life. So I'm not trying to get people to join our community so much, although we'd love that, because we have a great foundation of really purposeful individuals who are practicing what what they preach, who are living what our teaching provides for us to live by. And it's really good. So I grew to a place where I didn't need religious to-dos. I didn't need religious, I have to do this to be this. I found a teaching that fit for me, a teaching that says I can be everything I want to be. I can fulfill my life's purpose, and I can make a difference in people's lives. So when I entered as help me. And when I eventually left, because I became a minister and needed to be a minister of other communities and wanted to be that thing that my minister was in my life. And it kind of happened. And it's a wonderful thing, because right here and right now, those that are in this room are so precious to me. Those that have been in some of the other centers that did the work and prayed and meditated and was just there together with us. They're still in my heart, and we're still in touch with them. And it's a wonderful thing. So that's another benefit of community. You make friends on a deeper level. You connect with people on a deeper level. And for me, that's the most meaningful thing in life, to know that we're not an island on ourselves. We are here to embrace the allness and the isness and the oneness of who we are. So when you come in, you want to grow, then you become that which you desire to be, and no one can take that away from you. But what will happen is your very being will inspire others to want to have that same experience that you had. Not that it would be the same experience, but it would be their individual experience of growth and expansion. You can kind of tell I'm a team person. I played baseball, so I know what coming together is so much more powerful than being alone. Because when there's two or more gathered in the name of God, then there's power there. And whatever that you want to change in your life will take place.
When you were talking, that reminded me, I was working in the bank, and at that time, I think I was opening new accounts, and there was a person at the desk next to me that she was the wife of a minister, and it wasn't the kind of church I wanted to join, because I'd been searching for a long time and realized what I wasn't looking for. However, her energy was just so amazing and so wonderful and so welcoming that I just wanted to be around her because of who she is and was, and how she was with everybody around her. She just emanated that love that we talked about, and that light that we talked about. And I think that was my first experience of actually finding someone that's like, ooh, I want to sit next to you, so some of that will come over here, because it just feels so wonderful. And it took me quite a few years to still find the place that was right for me. And it's just an amazing thing when you get in that energy of somebody who knows who they are. They're on the spiritual path. They're on the right path for them. And they're doing whatever their work is, because I know hers was different than mine is. And so that was just really inspiring to me. It was really funny. I think even before I got the title from Reverend Michael this week, I think it was on Facebook, I read a Ernest Holmes quote that somebody put up that said something about life is from within. And so I ran around looking it up, and I finally found it in Creative Mind and Success. And it says, Life is from within outward and never from without inward. You are the center of power in your own life. Each one of us is the center of power in our own life. And I think sometimes we forget about that. I think it's tempting sometimes to think about the things that are going on in our lives and think about the things that we have to do and the thises and the that's. And so sometimes I have a tendency to think that life is about the things that happen. And so then we can go into, if not for, I could have been, I would have been, I should have been. If this had happened, then I could have done that. And when we do that, we're inviting more of what we don't want into our lives.
Mhm.
Because religious science teaches us that what we think about expands. And so if we're thinking about what we don't want, what we could have been, what we could have had, we're going to get more of what we don't want, what we could have been, what we don't have. When we start thinking about what we do want, what we can create. I have this experience, and I've probably shared this before, but I do a really lot of technical work. And it's about finances, and it's about making sure the computer system does the thing I want and I get the outcome that I want. And sometimes it just feels so hard. And I try thinking my way through it, and I just get tired and frustrated, and I have to get up and go away. And you would think I would learn this and then I wouldn't have to experience it over and over, but I get to experience it over and over. I go away, I sit down, I be quiet, maybe I go outside for a little while, and all of a sudden it's like, oh. And while I'm thinking and thinking and thinking, it doesn't come. I have to let it go for the flow to come in.
Mhm.
And that reminds me again, I wish I could remember who said it, but and the reading talked about rowing up the stream. And I know I definitely was taught that I had to row up the stream, that life was hard, and that I had to work hard, and that I had to strive, and the first time I heard, it's the one that channels, anyway, she said, and she's Southern, she said, there's nothing upstream that you want. And I think about that. I mean, that just stuck with me so much. And I've heard Wayne Dyer was talking about, does the song say, row, row, row your boat hardly up the stream? No, it says, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. And yet, so many of us were taught that we had to work hard and that we had to effort and that we had to strive. And so I probably talked about this last week. I can't remember. I was talking about it the other day about how those old patterns are so ingrained that before I'm even aware that I'm doing it, I'm doing the thing. I'm doing the hard work. I'm striving. I'm working hard. I'm making it hard. And I have to remember that life doesn't work that way. Yes, I was taught that. Yes, I've had that pattern for a long time. And I get to let it go over and over and over again. I get it. I don't have to worry. I don't have to strive. I don't have to make things hard. And so, and I read this again. Life is from within outward and never from without inward. You are the center of power in your own life. And then he goes on to say, by the activity of our thought, things have come into our lives. And because we have not known the truth, we have thought outside things controlled us, when all the time we have had that within us, which could have changed everything and given us freedom from bondage.
Mhm.
So all the time, that's been true. And as we go through our day and things start to feel challenging or things start to feel hard, if we just remember it's always from within out, it's not from outside in. And I especially think when we're, for example, watching the news and we see all the things that are going on and up. And so sometimes it's hard not to get caught up in it. And then I start saying, none of that is mine to do other than where there's something I can do. Like sitting here watching the news on television and getting upset about it helps nobody. If there's a thing I can do that's a positive thing, like donate somewhere or vote somewhere or help my neighbor, or I can do that, and I get to remember that my being present with who I came here to be, with what's mine to do, with the inner presence in my life. It's what's mine to do. And as we begin to get that, as we begin to spread that awareness, then we are changing the world. Sometimes it doesn't look like it. And then I think about all of the stuff that needs to be changed has to come up and be recognized before it can dissipate. And we're certainly at a point where things are coming up, and I'm personally being invited to judge or blame, and I just get to continually remind myself what's mine to do is to be that person within, so that I'm attracting that which I want to create. And as I'm attracting that which I want to create, I'm helping others attract that which they want to create. And as we begin to focus on that which we want and that which we want to create and that which is coming from within out, we can change the world. And I probably said this before too, but one of our neighbors said one day that she just kind of liked being around us because of the energy that we had, and that we're actually spreading that into our neighborhood. And I kind of know that's true, because when we moved in, there was conflict going on with this neighbor and conflict going on with that neighbor. And all of that has dissipated. It's like the person that was seemingly so difficult. Well, two of them. One of them, I used to wave at her all the time, and she'd never wave back. And one day she came to our door to ask us for something, and now she's just been so friendly. And there's another one, and it's like there was just conflict between that person and the neighbor, and that's all dissipated too. And everybody's got smiles for each other when you go outside and waves for each other when you go outside. And it just seems to be kind of spreading through our neighborhood that we're more like that which we think of a neighborhood as.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to think it has something to do with holding that space for that's what we expect in a neighborhood, and that's what we experience. And so I know that we're always attracting or repelling. And so as we begin to realize that if we just focus on that which we want, if we just focus on that which is good for us and for everybody else, if we just focus on knowing that the power and the presence of the one mind and the one life is within each and every one of us and all of us, and we're all one together. And as we change our lives, and it happens in the community, but it's happening in a larger area too. It's happening out into the world, that as we become that which we want and it spreads, I do think I do think things will get better all over the world. And holding that space for that to happen is part of what's mine to do. And so, do you have any more you want to share?
I just, I'm happy to know that how important community is to me. And when you're talking about a neighborhood, that's another community. Our spiritual center is a community. We have people that belong to our community all over the world. Thankful to the modern world of streaming and live broadcasting. And I mean, we're able to do things and talk to each other. The world is getting smaller and smaller. And whatever is happening in your world is important to the world at large, because when you change your thinking and focus in on, like Reverend Valerie said, on exactly what you want, then it will come to you. And it doesn't have to be conscious all the time. Like us coming into this neighborhood, we didn't consciously change things, but as we heard about the conflicts, we held those conflicts in a place within that it would just dissolve. Because when you take it within, then all your challenges, all your problems just dissolve. They don't have a chance within, because that's where you choose to live from.
Well, it started with, we went over to introduce ourselves to our neighbors, and she's like, well, we were told before that we couldn't park. We have a space in front of both of our houses where there's room for a car to park. It's not just in front of ours, it's both of our houses. She said, we were told we couldn't park there by the previous people. And it's the street. You can't park there. And I think that very thing was what kind of started opening things up, don't you?
Mhm.
I mean, then she started like doing stuff for us and being there for us. I mean, we got an amazing neighbor. She yells at me when I try to help her shovel our snow. And I just know that if I need something, there are people right here in our neighborhood that will help me. And I really appreciate that. And I know that as we focus on what we want, we can change our neighborhoods and we can change our communities. And hopefully we just, remember the 100th monkey story about the washing their food? I think one of the things that Center for Spiritual Living is trying to do is get like 100,000 communities around the world to begin to make that change. And they are growing. They're growing in Africa, they're growing in South America, they're growing in Latin America, we're growing in Europe. I think we're growing in the United States too. And it doesn't, it's just like, as we be the change we want to see, as we be that which we want the world to be, then we actually participate in making it happen.
Yes.
All right, so I just ask you to close your eyes one more time. And again, it just helps me so much to just recognize the breath as I breathe in and breathe out, and absolutely know that God is breathing that breath in me. That I recognize that I'm thinking my thoughts through the one power and the one presence. That the divine is everywhere present all of the time. That there's no space where God is not. That God is love and peace and joy and wonder and power and love and absolute love. That there is always that love holding us through whatever we're going through. There's that love and that power and that presence. And so I know for each one of us that we are blessed and we are the blessing. I know that anything that's going on in our lives can be made lighter as we hold it in that power and that presence and know that spirit is right there present with us. So I know radiant health and I know opportunity. And for those people who are homeless, I know safety and security and places for food and welcome. And I just send this light out into the world, knowing that more and more and more people are served by this teaching, are served by their wonder and amazing life. And I just hold that for our whole planet, that it's filled with love and filled with light and filled with absolute wonder. And so I'm so grateful for this time together, grateful for our community,
Yes.
grateful for this spiritual teaching, grateful to know this word is already done in the mind of God. So knowing it is done, I release it, I let it go, I allow it to be, and together we say, and so it is. Amen, Amen, Aho, Ashe, and let's do it together. Woo-hoo! Thank you so much. Mm.
And I just know that what you did just now was checking us all into our own within.
Mhm.
And as a community, that same within took place. And it's as simple as that. It's as simple as her playing her flute to check us in to a deeper level. And I just encourage everybody to live from that place. Thank you, Salo. I know you live from that place.
Yes,
Thank you.
it was so beautiful.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
From the consciousness within to this basket, we check within and know the truth of our being, that we are a world community. We are a community of good, of love, of peace and harmony. And through your givingness, we can sustain this idea of the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro, knowing that it is purposeful, it is needed, and is here to serve all. So I encourage you to give from your heart.
Oh, sorry. I was in there. So you can go to our website, cslnorthmetro.org, and there's a couple of ways to give right there. And if you use Venmo, the QR code's right there. The QR code's also on our website. So there you go. And our address is there. If you want to send us a check, we'll take that too.
Yeah. So now's the time to shine your energy light towards this spiritual center, namely this basket at the moment, which is a symbol of the abundant flow in our lives as individuals and a community. So repeat after me. With deep, deep gratitude, I give thanks.
With deep, deep gratitude, I give thanks
For all the good that is in my life.
for all the good that is in my life,
For that power that dwells within me.
for that power that dwells within me,
For the highest possibilities for my life.
for the highest possibilities for my life.
So thankful for this time together.
So thankful for this time together.
I share my good,
I share my good,
giving with no wanting back,
giving with no wanting back,
knowing that it still comes back doubled.
knowing that it still comes back doubled.
And so, again, with thanksgiving,
Again, with thanksgiving,
I say, and so it is.
I say, and so it is.
Well, we have one more song. Hey.
We're not hearing you.
You're mute. You're mute.
Yeah, we're not hearing you.
Hello.
Yay! There you
Yes.
go.
Okay. Here we are. Okay. Exquisite words about community. And Casalo and I are experiencing that with our own community. And so we have a song here. It actually is about community. Casalo and I said, we want to do this song. And so we don't know why, but there's only one mind. So we chose this song. And it's a wonderful song by Jerry Marsden called Ferry Cross the Mersey. And it's about the land that he loves. So here we go. Life goes on day after day. Hearts torn in every way. So ferry cross the Mersey, 'cause this land's the place I love, and here I'll grow. People, they rush everywhere. Each with their own secret care.
always take me there, the place I love. People around every corner, they seem to smile and say, we don't care what your name is, boy, we'll never turn you away. So I continue to say, here I always will stay. So ferry across the Mersey, 'cause this land's the place I love, and here I'll grow, and here I'll know, and here I'll know.
Love it, love it, love it.
You just put an exclamation mark on everything we've done so far.
Oh, yes. Thank goodness for that one mind.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, saying all the stuff that we said about community.
Yeah, and when you were
First
talking
row.
about that, and it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, ferry across the Mersey is all of that. You know, the community within and goes to the without or outside.
Yeah, affects your whole neighborhood. We were just talking about that this week. In fact, this morning when we were having coffee on our porch, how it affects the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
Well, we noticed too that people are starting to congregate in their front yards instead of just their backyards, you know, and then we have bigger conversations, and it's really fun.
It really is. And it's wonderful. We just got to know our neighbors across on the other side of the street just by taking a walk, and just found a wonderful person who had, you know, moved from California. So we were able to speak Californian for a day.
It has one of the oldest houses in Springfield, which is so beautiful, and she refinished the floors, and she was looking for someone to take photographs of, and I happened to be taking a photograph of her house because I love it, and she asked me if I would take photographs of the inside, and they came out, they were so fantastic. That house was just so beautiful.
That's cool.
Yeah, just lots of synchronicities, especially you just take out, you know, to go for a walk in, like you wave at people. And and just waving at people and smiling takes a whole new level and breaks down a lot of barriers.
I think I've shared this before, but when we were staying with Michael's daughter, Kristen, in San Francisco, and I would do that and say hi and smile, and they would just kind of like, but I never stopped. Like here, it's unusual when somebody doesn't wave back or say hi, but I guess I was really odd there. That's okay.
It's all good, yes.
Embrace your oddness.
That's right.
We're meeting a lot more of our neighbors because our puppy has learned how to jump over the fence.
Oh,
Every once in a while, we have another neighbor come into our door saying, "Here's your puppy back."
Dogs are great meet and greeters.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're great.
Yes.
They were talking about you.
We had my former husband and I, and our kids actually had a little tiny dog. I think she weighed 6 pounds full grown. And we didn't know it. Something happened and we were over at the neighbors. And our dog just comes walking in their door and they're like, "Oh, hi, puppy, you came to visit us again." She'd just been visiting all along. Whenever she felt like
Oh
it.
dear.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we back up to a golf course, so we can't have a high fence. They just don't allow it. So we just either have to be out there with her, but then sometimes we sort of forget that she's out there and she could go over. But it happens.
Here's our lap dog.
Oh my God. She's getting really big.
No kidding.
Wow.
My dog,
She's 41
I
pounds.
love it.
She
Dublin.
is lovable.
She's 41 pounds.
Wow.
She will bring the community together.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what's on about?
No, join us on Zoom. It's my turn to talk. So we'd like to have a conversation with you right afterwards. So join us on Zoom. The link is in the comments. And if you miss it there, go to our website and click on calendar. It's right at the top. The Zoom link is right there. So we just absolutely love to meet you and have a conversation with you. And yeah, right after this.
We got to be done.
Oh, yes. We have places to go for Father's Day too. So we're going to do a quick one today, but join us. We'd love to get to know you. And while you're out on our website, sign up for the email and I send you out a weekly email with the links and things. So, and other things we might be doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
Okay.
right.
Thanks. Happy
Thanks,
Father's Day.
everybody. Happy
Happy
Father's
Father's
Day.
Day, everybody.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Mhm.
Yeah.